For the 30th week in a row, you're nose to nose with me. You are. Hey everybody, JRock here with episode 30 of Between a Rock and a Hard Place. 30 weeks in a row. It always feels good to get to those little milestones of increments of 10 or whatever, you know. Feels good. It kind of feels daunting though sometimes to feel anxiety about possibly missing a show. So it's like, it feels daunting that I have to do it sometimes. Like if I miss a show, I'm going to feel a lot of anxiety about it. So who knows, I would like to maybe skip a week coming up, but I probably will let you know on that. I don't know. Maybe next week. I don't know. But yeah, welcome to episode 30. I got a bunch of stuff to talk about here today, and I didn't think I would, but when I sit down and start writing some stuff out that I'd like to talk about, the list starts filling up. So what's going on with me is, you probably noticed behind me here, I moved down a bunch of my handheld stuff. I kind of squished it onto the same shelf as my Genesis. I got this double stack, which I don't like. I'm running out of shelf space, but I had to drop it down so I could fit my NES stuff. I'm at just between 200 and 250 right now for Nintendo, and I hope to continue growing that. I'm not going to say going for complete. As close to complete as I can afford, I guess, but I just love picking up Nintendo cartridges and adding it to the collection because it's my first love, NES. So that's something you may notice that's different this time. What else is new with me is last week I went back to afternoon shifts after working a day shift for a week, and oh, I did not want to go back. I got a taste of being able to work days and live like a regular person, and then it got taken away from me. So yeah, back to working afternoons for now. Also, I wanted to say I found something of mine. It is a... You ever seen one of these before? You know what this is? Anybody? Anybody take a guess? This is a Betamax tape for, you guessed it, the Betamax player that was rendered obsolete by VHS thanks to porno adopting VHS. Seriously, look it up. Pornography chose what the media was going to be. But yeah, I got this Betamax tape, and it has me 4 years old on it in a commercial for Level or Blinds. My mom worked for that company back then in the early 90s, and I ended up being in a commercial for their anniversary sale or something. I'm in there with a fake family. You know, I don't have a goatee and I don't have super long hair. In fact, you probably wouldn't even recognize it's me, but it is me. So what I want to do is I want to find some way to convert this to DVD. I've heard you got to be careful with Betamax players that they can ruin your tapes, so I gotta find a couple crap tapes. I don't care if they get destroyed, and test them out. So, or take it to a conversion place that might have a player, because there is places that do that. And I would assume if your business is converting old media and stuff, you have all that. You should, if that's your business. So that's cool. If I get that converted, you'll be the first to know, believe me, and it's cheesy as hell. Like late 80s, early 90s cheese. You'll love it. The music. Ugh. So, also I got a pickup. I got, finally, an original Xbox from a friend. Really good price, and I plan on doing some really cool things with that. I heard there's ways you can soft mod them to make them pretty much emulation stations. So, because I like to sit on my couch, if I can have a controller and play on a console on my couch, that's way better than computer. I don't even mess with emulation on computer. But I would probably mess around with a bit more of that if I had it on the Xbox there. So finally glad to pick that up. Also, my wife and I got our tickets for CONBRAVO, which is July 24th to 26th, and it is in my hometown. And so if you come to this, you're going to see me, and we're going to hang out at this thing. A lot of cool YouTubers going to be there, a lot of familiar faces, a lot of friends, and it's a good place to go to socialize. I think it's one of the best events that there is for that, so I really can't wait to hang out with all the cool people out there doing the same kind of crap that I'm doing. Well, it's not crap. So yeah, looking forward to that. What else is going on? Matt, my buddy Matt Fox, came back from his trip down to Mexico, and he drove through the States, and so he managed to, along the way, get some pickups. He said he went to a place called Blue Dragon Video Games, and he said he spent like $1,000 at this place, and they cut him a lot of great deals, but he got some rare games. He is one game away from finishing his Virtual Boy set, and he got a lot of good SNES stuff like Evo and Ogre Battle, Ninja Warriors. This is just stuff off the top of my head. So yeah, he wanted to give a shout out to Blue Dragon for the great deal. If you're ever out down that way of Blue Dragon, check them out, because just look at the selection of stuff they had that Matt got. So and then also we were hanging with Eric Ferrerra from What's in Your Game Room.
This is Eric Ferrerra from What's in Your Game Room.
He was my YouTube shout of the week a couple weeks back now, and yeah, it was awesome to meet him and hang out with him and his crew. We crushed a couple beers, and then I went on my way, and they shot a video with Matt in his game room to see what's in his game room, because Matt's got a lot. So yeah, look forward to that video in the future. Great to meet and talk with those guys, by the way. And yeah, so that's pretty much what's been going on with me up to date. Now let's go on to some segments. What I'm playing this week, because I got a new, well, not a new Xbox. I got a little confusing with my wife about new Xbox, new original Xbox, first Xbox versus Xbox One, which is next generation. She's confused. But okay, got the first Xbox, and so I played on a recommendation Crimson Skies, my buddy Rambox's favorite game, and it is a lot of fun.
I hope you don't mind it.
Crimson Skies High Road to Revenge is an aerial dogfighting game that can be very much likened to Star Wars Rogue Squadron. From what I've seen so far, the cinematics are really well done and do a great job of setting the mood and tone of the world that you're about to discover.
This is a world on fire. This is the world of Crimson Skies.
What makes this game unique is it has an open world concept where you can select your missions at your own leisure and in your own order. No matter where you choose to start, you're guaranteed some high-flying action, complete with flying through explosions. Another great part of this game is the music. The symphonic sounds really pull you into a theatrical experience and make you feel as if you're a part of something way epic.
So check out Crimson Skies if you can. It's exclusive for the Xbox, and I've been finding it everywhere, actually. Every store I go to, I actually have been seeing copies since I've heard about it. So yeah. Then I have also been playing, of course you know, the Cartridge Club Game of the Month, Resident Evil 4. I have not finished it yet. I am slowly wrapping it up. I've been kind of taking my time. Haven't had that much gaming time to put into it. And I've been hitting some snags here and there. I just hit a snag with this boss that just... it's this boss that comes crashing through a rock wall, and then you're in like this little maze where you have to open up the doors, and then you have to get out of these compartments before the compartments fall down a pit, and this monster's trying to kill you the whole time. And I died and lost a few different ways and was getting frustrated just before I started recording here. So I'm real close to finishing the game. I'm in the last chapter, and hopefully get this video done, edited and stuff, uploading, and hopefully put some more time into Resident Evil 4, finish it up, because I'm going to be on the podcast next week, and I better know what I'm talking about if I'm going to be on a podcast about this game. So I got to finish the game, and then hopefully throughout the week I might be able to do a bit of a second playthrough, kind of take some more notes on my thoughts. So yeah, that's what I've been playing. Not a lot of time to play games, so those are the main focuses right now, were those two games. Now on to Word of the Week. The word of the week this week is sagacious.
Sagacious. Sagacious.
Sagacious is having or showing an ability to understand difficult ideas and situations and to make good decisions. So it's pretty much having a good head on your shoulders. You know, a detective would have to be sagacious for his job. You'd have to have a keen intellect and, you know, have a good sense of judgment. And that's what that means. And I actually picked this word from Resident Evil 4. It was used by a character, Salazar, and I thought it would be cool for a word of the week because I didn't know what it meant, so I looked it up.
Sagacious as I am, even I get lost here sometimes. Now if you'll excuse me, I have to tie up a few loose ends, like chasing down a couple of rats.
2 rats.
Yo, bro, found those 2 rats you were looking for. And if you're playing along too, then maybe you heard that word too and didn't know what it meant. Well, now you do. Now on to the next segment, the YouTube Shout-Out of the Week. Now, if you were sagacious and you had a keen intellect, you would subscribe to the next feller, and that is Paul, the Cartridge CANUCK. He is a great member of the Cartridge Club community. Such a positive dude. Every interaction I have, he is very supportive on everything. He actually is like the first person when I've done like 2 streams, and he's been like the first person on it, jumping in there, you know, interacting, and just really cool dude, into the same stuff as I am, obviously retro stuff. His dad out in Western Canada, and yeah, check out Paul the Cartridge CANUCK. I just have some water here, but I'm cheersing you, pal. Just a good dude. So check him out. He's been doing mostly Twitch stuff. I know he said he was on a little plug for Retro Fandango. Retro Fandango did a Goonies episode, and Paul was the guest on there. They talked all about the Goonies. So that's a little plug for my pal Buried on Mars and Ramvox for their podcast, Retro Fandango. Paul was on that. He's an official Fandangler now. But yeah, he said on that podcast that he's been mostly focusing on the Twitch thing, and he does that every Monday and Thursday, which I find is really admirable. Good on you, pal. Keeping to that live schedule. That I would love to be able to do that. I haven't set up all my stuff yet, and just my timing is crap. But seriously, check out Paul Cartridge CANUCK at I think if you can just search everything /Cartridge CANUCK. So twitter.com/Cartridge CANUCK and twitch.tv/Cartridge CANUCK. You can click the links below. So go subscribe to him. Right on, Paul. You're rockin' dude. So now let's finish out this episode with a question for the viewer. I actually didn't even write down a question. I sort of preemptively started here without writing a question. So I'm going to CONBRAVO. Is anybody else going to CONBRAVO? And yeah, is anybody else going to CONBRAVO? Who's going to CONBRAVO? Because I'm going to that next month. So I want to know, let me know below if you are in the Ontario area or might come up if you're close in the States or whatever, and come up to CONBRAVO. Love to see you. So come on by.
This is Eric Ferrerra from What's in Your Game Room, and keep on rocking them games.
Thanks for popping in between a rock and a hard place, my little pebbles. If you want some more GameRocker, check out my playthrough of Super Ghouls and Ghosts for Super Nintendo. And also, don't forget to check out my YouTube Shout of the Week, Paul the Cartridge CANUCK. He does Twitch streams every Monday and Thursday playing retro classics on original hardware. And a special YouTube reach around for the NESRomancer for providing this rockin' tunage.
come at you!